Hello, welcome back to the channel. I haven't made a video in a while, so I'm really excited to get into today's reading. Today we're going to be taking a look at the blessings coming your way. More specifically, the message that came through was what prosperity is on its way to you. I'm very excited about today's reading, and we have three piles. So we have pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Take a second now to just get into a meditative state a little bit and pick whatever calls out to you, and then we can hop right into your reading. Okay, can't wait to see you guys there. Hello, pile number 1. If you selected this reading, then this is going to be what blessings are on their way to you, and more specifically, what prosperity is on its way to you. I don't know why, but that was the specific phrase that Spirit used, so I want to make sure to include it, but I'm almost worried that it sounds clunky that way, but I definitely wanted to make sure to include it since it sort of came up twice. But yeah, this is that reading. All right, let's hop into it. Oh my god. Okay, guys, so in the intro, I put a card with every pile, and this was the card I chose for that pile, and I almost had the inkling. I was like, maybe I should use that card in the reading, because it was the card that I had was the star. I put it back in because I was like, maybe not. Let's just try and pull all the cards on camera, and the card popped out again. So that's a little crazy. Let's get into the rest of your cards before moving forward. We have the 8 of Pentacles. Oh my god, the Fool. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Okay, we have the Sun. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm just gonna pull the cards. I'm just too excited. I think that's it for right now. Let's start here. Wow, pile number 1. This is incredible. Okay, so you guys saw how clearly these cards were flying out. We also have 3 major arcana. Something that's signaling to me right away is that you are stepping into such a wonderfully positive chapter in your life. I am seeing that right now there is some sort of message about clarity, about the sense of renewal, that's very important. I'm getting the feeling and it's almost like I don't even want to talk about it because not that it's necessarily bad, but I am getting the feeling that there was a chapter that you just walked away from, or you're in this current processing state of letting go and releasing and sort of having this newfound sense of hope and clarity, just towards life in general, I think. It might not have even been that the last chapter was bad, but it could have just been that it was a chapter where you felt incredibly lost and maybe there were more question marks than there were answers, and I feel like you're feeling really optimistic about what's to come. And what I'm seeing specifically coming for you is a new beginning. And there is this message here around creativity, around feeling free and feeling open and feeling free to explore all of your opportunities, all of your possibilities. There is just such a light energy around you right now. You might be feeling very called to travel, called to meet new people, called to start learning new things. It could be, and take this as extra confirmation, but if you have recently felt maybe a little bit stifled by a stagnant sort of energy, it's the best way I know how to describe it. It could be that maybe, not that routine is bad. I think having a healthy routine matters, but it could be that you were stuck in a particular routine that felt to be very trapping, very closed off. I could be seeing that you're called to exploration. It's so fun. And I'm seeing that it's in this exploration that you're going to find a lot of positivity, a lot of joy, a lot of success. I mean, this is the pile, I think, for just total freedom and total happiness. And I think it's in this freedom and it's in this happiness that you are going to find a way to channel your creativity. And when I say creativity, that could mean anything. That could mean, writing. That could mean art. That could mean content creation. That could mean maybe you're, and I feel called to bring up this like very random thing, but I just read this book about this man who is incredibly passionate about plants and passionate about how plants fit into the interiors of things. So I feel like your passion or your creativity could be something as like abstract as that. Like it does not have to manifest in any one thing. I just feel like it's such a freeing time for you, pile number one. And that is the prosperity that's coming your way. It's freedom, which is, it's such an abundant feeling. And I'm so excited for you. And I want to pull a couple of clarifiers to just sort of give us an idea of maybe what this chapter will specifically look like for you. So let's see. Okay. Okay, wait, harmony. Oh my god, this is incredible. I love this for you, pile number one. Moment to moment, yeah. Oh my god. Interesting. Okay, so we have Thunderbolt, but it came out in the reverse, and I got such a cool feeling when I looked at this. Okay, let's pull another. Silence. Okay. So what I'm really getting for you is I'm getting that this chapter, more than anything, it's going to be a very peaceful one. If you are someone who has maybe been through a lot of like turmoil in the past, I would say that this is definitely, it feels like the calm after the storm, but in a really inspiring way, not like in a boring way. Because, and take this as extra confirmation, if you're somebody who like, sometimes life could be moving at a bit of a slower pace, and there might be this inner restless inside of you that almost feels like, oh, like, I want things to get moving again. I need to feel progress. I need to feel change. Like, take this as extra confirmation. I feel like you're moving into a peaceful time that is so freeing. It's not peaceful because nothing's happening. It's peaceful because it's clear, because this is just such a yes. This is just such a good period, a good time in your life. You're free to explore anything you want. And it's not in a way that's overwhelming. I think actually whatever you find joy in is just going to like come so naturally. So it's never going to be anything that you question. It's never going to be anything that you like have to really think about, or it's just going to happen. And I am seeing that there is an element of creative passion being expressed. Again, that could be anything. I also recently saw someone saying that their creative passion was dog dancing, like dancing with dogs, and teaching people how to dance with dogs, and they started like a business from it that like got them like so much wealth. And it like you can truly find passion in the most odd things that, oh, and look, like we literally have a dog like with a person, like they, I don't know, it just reminded me of that. But the point is, allow yourself to be really free. Understand that your passion, your creativity can take any form, so long as it feels good to you. And if you're not sure what it looks like, it's okay. It does not need to be something that you can verbalize quite yet. I think that it's kind of like, if you think about it, the left and the right brain, right? The left brain, that's the one that sort of uses language and uses logic and reasoning, but the right brain is open, it's creative, it's free. So, and you know, that's where our creativity lies, that's where the inspiration lies. And so if you're here, I just want to let you know that if you can't quite verbalize the thing that you're excited about or the thing that you're passionate towards, that's okay. You don't need to verbalize it. It does not need to make sense to people in order for it to work for you, in order for it to be a creative passion. It could be anything. And with this Thunderbolt card, you know, it sort of reminds me of the Tower. I would not be surprised if this was this deck's version of the Tower. And it came out in the reverse, and immediately when I looked at it, I thought of like a lightning strike, like a light bulb going off in someone's head. I thought of it like an epiphany, because usually the Tower card can be something that's quite destructive, you know, a situation or a circumstance in your life falling away, and it's like an ending that was very much needed, although it could be very chaotic. But in the reverse, I'm getting that this is a internal sort of cleansing. You're wiping the slate clean to bring in something new. And what's even more exciting is that it's something like so freeing, and it's just gonna be, I feel like it's just gonna be like this lightning bolt of inspiration. It's so magical. It's so wonderful. Also, another thing I feel called to mention is in the moment-to-moment card, and we also see it within the Fool. You see this person sort of just taking this leap, and specifically in the moment-to-moment, you know, they're so free and they're so happy, and they're literally like, the path is not necessarily, it's like a rocky path, but they're literally just taking one step at a time. There is a message here. You don't need to know all the answers. You don't need to figure it out. Just do what brings you joy. You are free to explore your joy. Be free. Your freedom is your power right now. Your joy, your excitement, your passion, that is your power. You don't need to make things make the most sense. Just make sure you are taking those steps towards what excites you. And if you're frustrated, if at any point you have this feeling like, I don't really know what I'm doing and I don't know how to verbalize my passion and it's confusing, and that it's okay. It's natural for you to want to make sense of things. That's natural. Everyone does. But you can recognize that that's natural and be gentle and be kind with that part of yourself, and understand that it's often the biggest, most fun, exciting things in our life that just sort of happen, and we might have taken a few steps to sort of get on that path, but typically the best things in life are not things that we can predict. So don't feel the pressure to rely so heavily on your left side of your brain, your logic, your reasoning, in order to find those answers, because I don't think it's anything that you need to find. It's something that will naturally unfold, and the best part about it is that it will unfold through you connecting to your creativity, your passion, and it's okay if you can't verbalize your purpose or you can't verbalize your creativity in a way that makes sense. Like, this is just meant to be such a freeing time. We're gonna pull some final cards for just some guidance, but wow, this has been an incredible message, and I'm so excited for you, Power One. Okay, so with your body. Oh my god. Interesting. Okay, so we're gonna do this one. We're gonna do this one. We're gonna do that one. Oh, this was the one I pulled, and we will do that one. Wow. Okay, wow, that was crazy. I just, in those cards that fell, like, it was like, okay, I know I'm just gonna pick whatever is, like, really standing out to me. Okay, let me just place this all down. Okay. In touch with your body. Tell it like it is. Be open to receiving. The day you plant the seed, and claim your energy. So, one of the first messages I got within specifically in touch with your body and tell it like it is, there is a need for great truth right now. I feel like, number one, and so when I say truth, I am referring to the truths that are held within your body, that your body is literally communicating to you at all times, but I'm also talking about when you share your truth with others and when you show up as yourself. I have a feeling that in the past, and again, take this as extra confirmation, if you have had trouble with sometimes trusting how you feel, or sometimes putting the thoughts, the opinions of others above your own thoughts and opinions, because maybe you were afraid that disagreeing or acting in opposition with other people around you maybe made you a bad person, or that maybe you just couldn't trust yourself. So two things that Spirit is really wanting to get clear to you right now is that clarity is your gift. It is prosperity for you. Freedom comes from truth. The truth will set you free. And for this, Spirit is advising that you get really in touch with how you physically feel. If you feel tense, if you feel uncomfortable, if you feel tired, if you feel lethargic, if you feel literally trapped, if you feel a tightness in your chest, any of these feelings, these are all indicators something's up. You should be feeling as best as you possibly can. This next message is going to be a little bit of like ripping off the Band-Aid. If there are vices, things that you engage in, for example, it could be eating unhealthy food. It could be not getting enough exercise or movement. It could be drinking. It could be smoking. It could be whatever it is. But if there are certain things you do that you walk away from knowing that you don't feel as good, Spirit is saying that these things are actually blocking you. Although you might feel like it's a source of comfort, these things are blocking you from hearing what your body needs. And so it might be a really good time, I think, for you to just like really focus on getting in touch with your health and making sure you're drinking enough water, you're going to sleep at a decently good time, doing things that feel really good for you. That's going to be different for every person, right? I'm not saying you have to like, go to the gym and be like a health nut or something. Sometimes people just need a peace. They just need rest. They just need calm. But the greatest truths for you right now are going to be in your body. If you're feeling a tightness around your throat or your chest, that's a discomfort in maybe you're afraid of saying something, or you're feeling frustrated, you don't know how to get the words out, or you feel anxiety. It's gonna really be different for every single person, but really listen to those cues. They hold such great truth for you, and do not be afraid to share that truth if you feel called. Even if you think that you might be stepping on someone's toes, it's really important right now that you honor your truth, because it's in that truth you're going to find freedom. I'm also seeing that in Be Open to Receiving, in the past, you might have had either a hard time accepting help or a hard time expecting things to go well. I think Spirit is saying to get in the habit of receiving what you need. It's not wrong to receive. You don't always have to be the one to give the answers or to help. It's wonderful to do these things, but you should be open to receiving. There is great strength and great wisdom in opening yourself up to the kindness, the inspiration of others. And it's not a weakness. And just remember, it's a strength. And I think sometimes we all get scared of allowing ourselves to expect the good because we're so afraid, what if the bad comes? But expect good. Expect freedom. Expect joy. You deserve nothing less. And then in these last two cards, I'm seeing two things. So with the day you plant the seed, I'm seeing that Spirit wants you to know this is not going to happen overnight. This is not going to be something that you're going to figure out right away. And if that bothers you and if that makes you uncomfortable, that's okay. That's okay that makes you uncomfortable. That doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. Sometimes we want to know the answer so badly because we want to know that we're doing the right thing and we want to know that we're on the right path. And Spirit is saying, it's okay. You can trust the good feeling, the happiness, the truth, the joy. You can trust that to tell you that you're on the right path. You don't need to know the entire plan as it's laid out, because it's actually getting stuck in the results. Like, if the greatest prosperity that's being granted towards you right now is freedom, why would you want to know all the answers? Isn't that, it's like almost counterintuitive. the freedom is the abundance right now. And I think the more you allow yourself to play and get in this state of just pure joy is the moment that you're going to really be able to feel comfortable to explore. And so you don't need to have the entire plan laid out for you. You are planting the seeds. You are beginning. And it's wonderful to be a beginner. There are never more opportunities for abundance and for growth and for prosperity than when you're at the beginning. You don't need to know the entire plan. Find joy in the freedom that is being granted to you. And then in Claim Your Energy, embrace your truest essence. I'm seeing right now, it's not going to be all about pleasing other people. If anything, part of your truth might be that you're gonna need to step on some toes. But I think the joy and the freedom that you find in this time, I do see it's going to greatly benefit those around you. And Spirit wants you to remember that to give and to help others is good, but the best gift you can give is just by being yourself and following your truth and your joy. And it's in that you will find a path, I think, that can and will benefit others. And benefiting others, remember, it's not about being what people want you to be. It's about being what people need. And sometimes, especially when it comes to people who might not agree with your way of life, might not want the same things you want, sometimes the greatest gift is in the honesty and in the truth that you are who you are. And they cannot change that just because it doesn't agree with their truth. And that, if anything, gives them the opportunity even further to really know who they are. So do not be afraid to step on some toes. You are at this incredibly freeing, incredibly inspiring time in your life. I'm so excited for you, pile number 1. This was your reading. If you liked it, feel free to give the video a like. Feel free to subscribe. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next one. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. If you're here, then this is going to be your reading on what prosperity is coming into your life now. So for your first card, you have the Hierophant. Now, I was initially going to pull all the cards on camera. However, all the cards that I had placed in the intro, I had this almost inkling, like, I randomly chose those cards, but I almost had this inkling, like, maybe they were supposed to be in the reading. And initially, I ignored this, and I put those cards back in the deck. And then for the first pile, that card in the deck, when I had started shuffling on camera, flew out. And so I took that as a message, like, nope, these cards are meant to be in these readings. So we're going to start with the Hierophant, and I'm going to pull the rest of the cards on camera. Okay, what prosperity is coming your way? I also just got a message. I told that story in the first pile, but there's something so interesting. There's a message already coming through about following your intuition. Following your intuition. It's so important. We have the World, we have the Death card, the Seven of Swords, and the Eight of Swords. Ooh, this is very interesting. It's already very different for pile number 1. And I'm going to say this just because, like, the message, again, just came through. If you found yourself called to pile number 1 and you want to go check it out, definitely do that. But I feel like there was almost this message right now, like, you need to be here first. The message here right now is the message that is most directly coming at you. And there was like this inkling, like, some of you are going to be called to pile number 1 as well. And it's like this information needed to reach you first. So, just take that as it resonates. And yeah, have fun. Okay, let's get into the reading. Ooh, okay, pile number 1. This is such an interesting message. First thing, just because it came up, but this message will not apply to everyone. I'm seeing that some of you are finishing school right now. It feels like you're finishing, doesn't have to be school specifically, but it could be like you are finishing some sort of training that involved you being a part of a larger group, a community, an institution, and you're a little bit unsure about what's next. I'm seeing that there's a really interesting message. Now, this is going to apply to the greater whole. If you're meant to be here, this should apply to you. There is sort of this contrast between the known and the unknown. And this contrast in your life might have even been personified in your experiences within society, within, like, specifically community. You could be somebody who has been very, I want to say, like, molded by your community. And in a way, this gives you a power, but I'm also seeing that this thing, even though it gives you a certain power, it also limits you. One thing I feel called to say is that you should be incredibly proud of yourself. I am seeing that you did come to some sort of completion, some sort of end of a cycle. If it wasn't finishing school or finishing something a little more tangible, I am seeing an ending of some sort here. So there has been a shift recently in your life, and I'm seeing that you're going from the known into the unknown, and there is this sort of scared energy. It's not that I necessarily think you're scared, but it's like unsure. And it's not easy to be unsure of yourself. It's not easy to not know the answers. And you know what? If you resonated with that message about being called to pile number one, that makes so much sense why you need to see this first, because it feels like you're sort of, not all of you are going to have the same path as pile number one, but for those of you who this is like the first step and then pile number one is the second step, it makes so much sense, because it seems like you're in this place of almost having to, like, feeling the need to rely on yourself for the answers, or you know that whatever you were just coming out of, that the answers might not be the same anymore for whatever reason. I'm seeing that you're stepping up as some sort of leader. Whatever cycle you completed, you are now in this, like, new path where you have a decision to make. And I'm seeing that there's some sort of, like, limiting belief that's holding you back in regards to making this decision. It's almost like you feel that if you want to accomplish whatever goal it is you have in mind, there's almost this feeling, this message that you think that in order to get something that you want, you need to go about it in a certain manner, but it's contradictive for maybe who you are authentically. And I feel like there is this need to make a decision, but I feel like you need to release yourself from the limiting belief in order to make the decision that will be most reflective of your authentic and highest self. I'm also seeing that there is this incredibly warm and giving side to you. It might not be the entirety of you. I'm also seeing you as somebody who's pretty disciplined, and you have an ability to lead and to take charge and to do what must be done. But there's almost this softer side of you, this more creative, more free-flowing side of you. And I think that's the side of you that there's trouble with, because it almost feels like you have this belief that in order to accomplish whatever goals you're setting out to accomplish, you need to be this one way, and it doesn't allow for the more soft or giving or empathetic or compassionate side of your nature. Or even if it's not necessarily about the more giving side of your nature, it could even be potentially about the more creative side of your nature, the side of you that likes to explore and likes to be free. I think there's some sort of belief that, like, for whatever reason, you can't be that way if you want to accomplish what you need to go and accomplish. But I actually am seeing it is that side of you that is going to shape the kind of leader that you are. And when I say leader, it doesn't have to be like a literal leader of other people. It could just be like, it could be you're at the point where you're taking the lead in your own life. And there is this sort of message of, like, there can be such grace and such strength and compassion and in the more softer side of your nature. that will actually give you this like incredible capability to take responsibility of something, of whether that's a goal, a literal team of people. And there is this need to embrace it. And in order for you to embrace it, you have to accept that it's part of who you are, even if it doesn't agree with what you traditionally thought a leader should be, or making this kind of choice should be. Wow, that's very interesting. I kind of love that for you. I feel that it's a very exciting time because I think you're meant to take the knowledge that you got from whatever this period of time was, and as you move into this new cycle, learn to combine that knowledge with your authentic truth. This and that can exist. It does not have to be that the two things fight each other. They can actually help each other. Yeah, so I am going to pull out some more cards to clarify this energy. All right. Spirit, can we clarify this? Also, depending on what advice comes out, this might be the last set of cards I pull for this pile, just because, yeah, I don't know. I feel like the message is pretty straightforward. Let's clarify this for them, Spirit. Let's clarify. Okay. So we have claim your independence, sometimes life stings, be peace, and time to let go. I will say, I think this time is about changing your definition of what you think is possible. And I think if you're feeling, take this as extra confirmation, if you're feeling as though you're being met with some sort of limit right now, as though you're hitting some sort of wall, I think it's meant to help you understand that maybe you need to take a different route. I'm seeing right now there is this total and complete energy of understanding that while something might have served you and been beneficial for you, it does not need to define you. It does not need to be followed by the T. Part of being the creator and the leader in your life is choosing what gets to define you. I think that this time you might be met with limitations. Things might not necessarily click for you in the same way that you're maybe used to them clicking. And what I'm seeing is that this is actually meant to give you a new found sense of freedom. Freedom, and it's very, and you know what is very interesting is that is the prosperity that I said for pile one, is that they were getting this new sense of freedom. But if you go and watch pile one, number one, it's so different. It is such a different message. And so I feel like this is freedom to break the shackles, to be who you know you are. If it feels wrong, it's because you know it's not you. Even if it's confusing, if it frustrates you that you might not know the way forward, the fact that you know that something isn't quite right, that means you do know the way forward. You know that this isn't it. I almost feel the need to leave it here. I hope that's enough. Yeah, I just feel like the prosperity that you are being offered is the freedom to be yourself. That is the difference, I would say, in pile number one and pile number two. And again, there's I normally don't draw such a close link between piles, so I do find it really interesting that I'm doing that a lot in this reading. This is freedom to be your authentic self. In pile number one, it felt more like freedom with possibilities and opportunities. This is freedom to live in your truth. And it is in this truth you will find the greatest power. So if things don't look exactly how you want them to right now, that's okay. They will, eventually. But right now, it's more about making sure that you're aligned, that it feels right to you. And if it doesn't feel right, it's not right for you. It could be right for somebody else. It's not right for you. All right, that was the reading. If you liked it, feel free to give it a like. Feel free to subscribe. And I wish you the best of luck. And this is an exciting time. And I hope to see you in the next one. Hi, pile number 3. If you're here, then this is gonna be your reading on what prosperity is coming into your life. So the first card we have is the Hanged Man. This was the card that was in the intro. And I just want to tell you, because I told the other piles, in pile number 1, I actually made the choice to not use this card that I used in the intro, because I wanted to pull all the cards on screen. And so I put it back into the pile, and then when I started shuffling, it flew out immediately, like so quick. And I took that as a sign, like, nope, these cards are meant to be in the reading. So to start, we have the Hanged Man. I'm going to pull the rest of your cards on screen. If I can find the deck. Where did the deck go? Oh my god. Guys, the deck disappeared. I had it right in front of me. Am I crazy? Where could it be? Oh, that is craziness. Oh my god, it was hiding. I swore I had the deck in front of me. Whoa, that was really odd. Okay. Okay, that was a little odd. That was a little off-putting. Not off-putting in a bad way, but like, I felt like there was a message in that. But let's see what's coming forward right now. Okay, we have the 5 of Cups. We have the Hermit. Wow, really interesting. Really, really interesting. We have the Fool. Oh. We have the Death card. Let me just want to make sure that there's room for everything on the screen. We have the Death card. I do feel called to pull more cards. One moment. We have... Actually, I'm going to start here, but we're going to pull more cards with this deck. I just want to get a feel of the energy. Honestly, I was going to look at the guidebook a little bit, because I always like doing that just to make sure I'm like getting every single message I possibly can, but this message just came through like so strong for me. You'll know this is resonating with you. Like, this pile is for you. If right now you're in this sort of more silent period, I feel like life is giving you the chance to take a break. You might not see it that way. You might want to leave this time as soon as possible. You might be feeling like there is... It's funny, because when I laid that card down in the intro and I put this stone on top of it, I must have chosen the most colorful deck I owned. I assumed that there was this, that this was maybe gonna be like the pile for someone who's just experiencing like the happiness, you know, right now. I don't even have words, but like, I just assumed what the message might be, and it is just so not that. But I think this deck was so perfect, because this deck has a way of being incredibly loving and incredibly kind, and I think that that is something you really need right now. I'm seeing there's sadness around you. I don't know if something fell away for you recently that just, I mean, I'm really seeing it. It was a sadness. If you don't resonate with that, this is not something coming your way. You will know if this pile is for you. And I am seeing that life is almost forcing you to take a break, but it's for you. It's for you to stop and to assess and to heal. I'm seeing that there's a new beginning coming your way. So if you're feeling isolated, if you're feeling lost, I want you to know that there is a new beginning on its way to you. This time is being given to you. In the beginning, when I said, oh, you're being given a chance to stop, I said it that way specifically because the way that I initially thought to say it was, I feel like you're being forced to take a break, because that might be how you're feeling. You're being given the opportunity to take a break and to really assess any pain, any grief, any sort of release. For some of you, I am seeing this is like getting out of a relationship. For others of you, it could be something a little more stronger than that kind of grief. You will know what I'm talking about, so I don't really feel the need to, and if you're not resonating with this is not your pile. You could go back and you could choose a different pile, because this is for the ones who are grieving. And I want you to know that there is such play, such joy that will come in the next chapter. This is your opportunity to stop and really sit with your feelings. You don't have to hide from them. Oh my god, the deck was hiding. Oh my god, guys, I get it. I feel like there is this need to find the answers, and I think that is the greatest gift that this time is offering you. That is the prosperity that's coming your way. Answers, clarity, emotional acceptance. It will be given to you. You will not feel like you're suspended in air. You're not going to feel like you're being left high and dry. I promise you, there is freedom. There's freedom, there's joy, there's play coming your way. There's such fun times ahead. But right now, it might be a time to go within and to really... It's not about verbalizing the answers, right? When I say answers, when I say clarity, I'm not talking about maybe a literal verbal confirmation of something. I'm literally talking about just coming to a place of knowing, of acceptance. And I think that is what will be offered. I am seeing that there is an ending, but there's a new beginning. And Spirit really wants you to know that. And Spirit is giving you so much love. And yeah, I'm going to pull a couple more cards to see if we can clarify this. Spirit, can you clarify this energy for pile number 3? Oh my god. I almost don't want to... Okay. Put this back. I know it's a lot, but I do want to take these cards. I feel like there's a lot going on here. Only just scratching the surface. We have the 6 of Cups. We have the 7 of Cups. We have the 8 of Cups. The 10 of Cups. The 9 of Cups. We have the 7 of Pentacles. And we have the 8 of Pentacles. Interesting. Slight message here. If you have been feeling the need to put some things in order, this could be something like getting something checked off of your to-do list that you've been meaning to do for a while, getting your ducks in a row. There is some sort of structure, I think, that is meant to come in for you right now. And I think that is also one of the blessings of this time. Life is meant to pause a little for you. It's giving you the opportunity to get your ducks in a row if that was something you feel called. So if there's like things that you want to donate, items you want to clean out, if you need to do spring cleaning, if there's a new routine you would like to implement. Atomic Habits is a wonderful book that has a lot of guidance on that. I know maybe some of you could benefit from reading it. I'm figuring that's why I felt the need to call that up. I am seeing very clearly that there is a lot of nostalgia in this time. There is a lot of what ifs, like mental. I'm seeing like there's a lot of like sort of, yeah, for some of you, I'm just going to be really real. For some of you, this is a relationship that you lost recently. And it was one filled with love and joy and happiness. And I think there's a lot of questioning. It's the best way that I can describe this, but I do want you to know you are meant to experience joy. You are meant to experience love. And so take the time you need to process this, but know that love, joy, peace, all of these wonderful things will come to you again. Yeah, I don't know. Also, like, the message is like so clear. which is interesting because it's just like, it's just coming up so effortlessly. And I think that Spirit just wants you to know that right now is a good time to just focus on aligning, I think, making sure, like I'm seeing like just putting in the work, like to put certain things in order. Good things take time. And I did have this message of like, don't necessarily feel the need to overwork yourself, but I do think that focusing on routine, structure can be very, very helpful for you during this time. I want to pull some more cards. These are going to be the last sort of bits of advice because I feel like the message was very clear. Okay. Spirit, do we have any last advice? I'm going to put these back. We'll take that one. Any last advice? Embrace life. I just thought of the sort of saying, embrace divine detours. It could be like something ended that you were not prepared or necessarily expecting to end, and it is causing you to, there is some sort of grief, some sort of like needing to move on. And I think that you sort of like, there's almost this thing of like, I just want to get to the next thing. I want to be done. Like, I don't feel like you are particularly enjoying this sort of pause, but I think that you, I think you're in need of it, because I think you're going to come to a clarity. Again, it's not a literal answer, but it is just an inner sense of knowing regarding something to do with this situation. There it goes again, this thing with hiding. There's a card in here that's like turned up, but I don't, oh, there it is. Hiding. Slow down, be present. Oh my god. Okay. We have listen to your heart, embrace life, open up, make room for something new, savor the connection with yourself, slow down, be present. I felt like that could have been a paragraph. The way, I just think it clicks so much. I feel like now is a time of healing for you. Do not try to rush ahead. Allow yourself to exist in the now. Embrace it. Embrace this detour. You might not have been expecting this ending, but I am I'm like not trying to be sweet. I'm not trying to sugarcoat it. I'm not trying to like make you feel better. There is something wonderful that you will experience and that you will get to be in again. This is a detour that you are. Sorry, my camera did just cut out there. But I think this was a detour that you were not expecting, but I think Spirit wants you to be really open, and that takes a lot of courage. I'm not saying that that's easy, but it can feel easier if you just get in touch with your feelings and your emotions, and instead of maybe trying to rush yourself through the uncomfortable parts, allowing yourself to just be in it and be present and give yourself love, give yourself compassionate, unconditional love. You deserve it so much. And I would say, again, with that whole like routine is very important for you right now, and getting your ducks in a row, potentially getting rid of old habits, bringing in new ones. There's this like idea like this time is meant to give you clarity so that you can get rid of anything that does not serve you, anything that does not align with you, because whatever the next thing is will require space. And it just seems that you're not quite ready to give it that space. And I think maybe you just need to give yourself time to process certain things, and that's natural. I think you are going to probably be your bestest friend during this time, and there's nothing wrong with that, but embrace that. That's a wonderful connection. A friendship, a relationship with yourself it can be so fulfilling, but it won't be fulfilling if you're trying to hide from yourself, if you're trying to run and escape from yourself. Be open, be kind, be compassionate, and you don't need to hide from yourself. It's like funny, it's like I'm getting this image of like, if you saw like a scared animal, and if you tried to approach it, even if you tried to help it, it might want to hide from you, it might want to run away. And in that moment, you have to be gentle and you have to be patient. You cannot force the animal to come towards you. That animal will probably only get scared and freak out. You have to be calm, and you have to be patient, and you have to show the animal that it's safe. And I'm sort of seeing this like, this is your relationship with yourself. There's a part of you that's scared and that's hurt, and this time is meant to slow you down so that you could talk with that part of yourself, so that you could help them heal. But they're scared and they're hurt and they want to hide. Like, it's hard. And so this time, like, the answers are not going to come like all right away, but I am seeing like it is it's going to take time, but it's well worth it. And it will help you make room for something new and just as amazing or even more amazing to come into your life. And yeah, Spirit loves you very much, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'm giving you a big hug, and I'm so happy that I got to read for you. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next one. Okay, I love you, bye.